anybody can be a rugby player. It's really more about having that mindset of wanting to be there for your team and never giving up, not only on yourself, but not on your team.
Yeah, once you decide you're a rugger, then you're really a rugby player. There are a lot of people say that they play rugby, but to be a rugby player, it's like ingrained in you, it's in your blood.
I think the mission for a lot of sports that involve women being aggressive and assertive and needing to be dominant in their positions, I think is to create, I don't know, a space for women to be strong and like unapologetically so.
I think that what makes a rugby player is their drive and their like courage and heart for learning the game and like playing the game. Just having the courage to go out there and get physical against another team for, a win and to just build each other up.
I think we've proven ourselves to be viable competitors on the national stage in both 15s in the fall and 7s in the spring. And I think right now we're just working towards making ourselves known. And coming along with that is also just building our team recognition. I feel like a lot of us are working towards getting the team more like recognition, not only on the Syracuse campus, but nationally.
The biggest difference between a club sport and us being varsity is we don't have those resources. Simple things like how we get to places, traveling to nationals. There's a big difference between a school who can get a bus and be driven to nationals versus having to drive yourself there. Even just the little bit of support that we received this year, I think, made a huge difference. I mean, before the new field, we brought out our own flood lamps that the volunteer coaches purchased in order to be able to practice because we're preparing for nationals. We're preparing for these really big games against teams that do have facilities and do have resources that we don't. We're still a club sport. We still fight to get game balls. We have to still fight to get time on the lit field. There's still so many different things that we have to overcome to where we're looked at a higher standard. So we're not considered the underdog, which puts us at a huge disadvantage and actually makes us the underdog.
Good morning, America.
Got fire in my soul, but nowhere else to go than deeper in that hole. It's out of my control. I play the leading role. Please don't let me know if it's time to go. Welcome to my show. I wear the glow that tells you about tonight. There ain't no time to mess up, no. Give me one more second, yeah, it's well, I'm almost there to open up.
I think this team's mission this year was to get to the championship game. Yeah, I think they wanted to get to Houston, which is not something that has ever been a goal or even considered achievable. I, of course, wanted an undefeated season. I wanted to be the champs and go to nationals and all of those things, but it wasn't as much an expectation. It was a goal. If we didn't hit it, it was going to be okay as long as we were learning and having fun. And, it just happened to be that we also had a fantastic season.
I was just kind of grateful for the opportunity to like get out and go play rugby somewhere not in New York, I thought that was so cool. And like leading up to it, like I don't think you can ever really feel ready, but I felt willing to give it my all.
Right before the game, there was a lot of emotions. I think there was a lot of nerves and anxiety. The tension was palpable. But like that all goes away the second you step on the field.
One person does not win or lose a rugby game. I think that we never gave up. We kept pushing till the very end because we knew that we wanted to go into the next day feeling like we tried our best given the scenario, given the situation.
I think the loss knowing we couldn't go to Houston anymore, but we still had a game the next day, I think it took a lot of the weight off. And we're family at the end of the day, you know. We go through a hard thing and we pick each other up, and everyone was hugging and telling them how good they did, you know. And it was a good game, like watching film back. Like we were fighting.
After we lost to Marquette, I think it really showed who the team was, like deep down, like how we all responded. And I think instead of what our team did, instead of wallowing in our loss, I think we turned it into like a productive energy.
I think that overall, like, even though we didn't get the outcome we wanted, I think the season was good. I mean, it was heartbreaking, more into the loss, but it's just about getting right back up in the saddle, and we can't, like, dwell on it. It's time to put in the work.
Well, who are you to tell me what I should do or not? No, this time is different, because I'm coming in hot. Well, who are you to tell me what I should do or not? No, this time is different. Welcome to my show. I wear the glow that tells you about tonight. There ain't no time to miss out. No, give me one more second, yeah. I swear I'm almost there to open
You've mentioned that you've struggled with the decision to continue coaching for Syracuse. What makes you come back every year?
You invest so much into something that it's kind of a part of your identity. And to not be coaching at this point, I think would be a difficult transition in our lives, to just have it not, be part of every fall and every spring that we're doing rugby. The sport is obviously amazing, but there's so much more to it than the game. It's the people that you get to meet and be around, and the family you cultivate. I can't argue with that when I'm sitting next to my wife. Coaching is very rewarding, but you also have to make a lot of sacrifices. And one of them is time with family. So being able to have Nicole with me, being able to have JC come to practices gives me some of that time back. And then to have her have connections with the team that she wants to be there and she's having fun, that makes it less of a sacrifice, and just makes it feel like a family for us too.
I have never had a coach love and care about a game as much as, like, Chrissy and Nicole care about rugby. And, like, when they're at practice and we see, their emotions when we're in, our darkest hours, like at regionals playing our hardest games, like, we see all of their emotions, and it feeds us. Like, we want to win for them and for, like, the people around us. It's not like boxing. In boxing, like, you fight for yourself, like, you're fighting for an individual, but, like, we're literally, like, tackling and rolling around in the ground, for something way bigger than just an individual.
My favorite memory, I think, was when the whistle blew after the Bowling Green game and our first postseason win. That was very, very satisfying to watch the team and have them understand that they can do it, no matter what is working against them. Do you think these players and this team is special?
I do.
This is by far, these past couple of seasons, I've said it, I think at almost every one of the practices, it's just different. It's this generation of kids, you guys are different, and it's so amazing to watch how eager you are to learn and how much you just want to be better, and you're just striving to do better in every aspect of life, not even just rugby.
I like to think that our team is, like, a safe space for everybody and anybody to, like, come and, be who they want to be. And
I think it's just people need a space where they can be themselves. I think rugby is a space where it's okay to be loud and it's okay to be big. It's okay to you can be intense, which I think is just a space to be intense I think is very important. which I feel like I have a space here in rugby for.
If there's one thing that you want people to know about this team, what would it be?
You're awesome.
They shouldn't be underestimated, not only on the rugby pitch, but in life. I expect great things from these kids. Like, they're all very, very impressive. So expect great things from these kids, this team.